Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
Ooh, we are going to pop open something sweet and something citrusy. I love the smell of this one. We are going to talk about grapefruit today.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite scents as well. It's so good.
It's so sweet. Like as soon as you put it to your nose, you smell the citrus, but it's so sweet. It's just lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is definitely one, you can use this all three ways, but my preferred way of using it is diffusing because it smells so good. And I feel like it pairs so well with multiple oils too.
So while we're on that note, go ahead and talk about one of our favorite diffuser blends. We've talked about this one before, but let's go ahead and get that out of the way now.
Yeah, we have. So this is the Anthropologie blend. And my understanding is that it smells like an Anthropologie candle, which it's been a long time since I've been in an Anthropologie store. And I feel like they had a lot of really yummy candles, but this blend is amazing. So Heather, I think you've actually got it pulled up. Do you want to tell us what all is in the blend?
It is 4 drops of Citrus Bliss, 3 drops of grapefruit, and 2 drops of Siberian Fir.
And it smells so good. I feel like everybody is in agreement that this combo is amazing. 100% of the people on this podcast agree, but also lots of friends and family love this combo as well.
Broad spectrum. And if you don't agree, we don't want to know about it.
And I will say with that one, like the fir oil could totally be traded out for any of the fir oils. And a lot of times I will just diffuse grapefruit and a fir oil because the combo is just so good.
They are so good. And I will say that this is a highly diffused oil around this house too. However, my number one use for grapefruit for a long time was actually in my water. So at 3:00 in the afternoon, I'm sitting in car line and you get this lull in the day where I definitely need a little bit of energy pick me up. Peppermint is traditionally a good go-to. You can rub it on the back of your neck, inhale it. But every now and then I don't really want the minty smell. And so I would carry grapefruit with me and I'd sit in car line and I would just drop a few drops in my water, take a whiff, take a sip. It's delicious and it just smelled so good. And the thing I love about the grapefruit is because it's citrus, it's uplifting. But because of, the sweetness, it's calming at the same time too. So It was a really nice pick me up for that 3:00 slump in the afternoon.
I love that. And yeah, it tastes delicious. I like it in bubbly water as well.
Ooh,
like if you want to change it up, make it a sparkling grapefruit drink. What's funny is I don't love the taste of grapefruit, like the actual fruit.
Same.
It's too bitter or tart for me. And I don't feel like that's the case with this.
This is from the rind. So this is distilled from the rind. So I don't know. I've never eaten the rind, obviously, but at the same time, that obviously is giving it a slightly different flavor than the fruit. The fruit is very tart, like you said.
Yeah. Well, and that reminds me as well. So there are so many medications that you cannot mix with grapefruit, the fruit, but you can use those medications with this oil because it's from the rind. And so different chemical constituents, and therefore it's not going to mess with your medication. Because I've had a lot of clients ask me about that, primarily because one of the main uses for grapefruit is curbing appetite and therefore helping people lose weight. And then people always question, like, can I really use this because I take such and such medication where I'm not allowed to eat grapefruit? But because this is from the rind, it's totally fine. So
yeah, that's a good point. So speaking of the weight, this is an oil that is used for a lot of different food issues. I feel like it helps curb appetite. So the drinking from the water, or they'll even suggest diffusing it. But if you're have an issue with overeating, then the grapefruit I think is good. But from an emotional standpoint, the actual emotional benefits are honoring the body. Mm-hmm. So you've got these food issues, but the grapefruit itself is not necessarily helping you with the exact food issues. It's helping you have a better relationship with how your body has a relationship with that food, which I think is really interesting because the Essential Emotions book was talking a lot about how a lot of people with various food issues, no matter how they're addressing their food issues, they still are very challenged with seeing their body in a good light, no matter what they do. They think they're on the right path with whatever they're doing, but they're still never fully satisfied with the way their body is. And so grapefruit helps allow you to feel good about your body. And if overeating is an issue, then hopefully you're also curbing the appetite with that. But at the same time, you are loving yourself as yourself.
Yeah, I love that. And that's so, so important. So one of the things that I do in my nutrition practice is I do a 5-week group coaching program. And in the middle of that is a 21-day sugar detox. So the whole group together is going through it. But after going through this multiple rounds for over a year, I've slowly started realizing the missing component is mindset. And so I've added to my program now where I encourage people to do mirror exercises. And so every day, look in the mirror, like you can literally write this on your mirror with like a dry erase marker, but write on it, but look in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you. I am healthy. Saying phrases like that, for some people, I love you is too hard for them to say them to themselves. So maybe start with, I like you. But if you don't like and respect and support yourself, then you're never going to be successful with like truly getting healthy. And so that's so key. But now I'm like, maybe now I add in a component where you open up your grapefruit and smell it first and then say the mantras so that you start reframing who you see yourself as. Because when we make it part of our identity that I am healthy, it makes it a whole lot easier to not eat the whole bag of chips, because you've already reminded yourself daily, I'm healthy. And the healthy person probably doesn't eat the entire bag of chips. And I'm not saying that to shame anybody because I definitely have eaten a whole bag of chips as well. But maybe you're less likely to do that on a regular basis when you're constantly reminding yourself that you're healthy. And when you have that kind and supportive relationship with yourself that this oil could help you have, it's going to take you to the next level.
That's so good. I feel like that is such a good point. And I don't think that the majority of us are very good about looking at ourselves and repeating those mantras to our own face. It's so easy to tell others positive things about themselves, but it's a very challenging thing sometimes to look at yourself and say those same positive things. And I do think smelling the grapefruit at the same time would maybe even relax somebody as they're saying it so that they don't feel so tense and nervous about even saying that when we're just positive self-talk to ourselves.
Right. Yeah. So great. Now I'm going to have to add in the oil component to my program as well, but it's going to make it even more effective. So bring it on.
We want people to be successful. Give them what they can to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I think not enough people talk about mindset just in all areas of life, but it's so important. Like that's really the key is your relationship with yourself. So yeah. So some other things, interesting things that this oil does besides like appetite and self-worth, but it also helps with smoking, which I thought was interesting. Quitting smoking specifically, not like it makes the cigarette taste better. Just drop a few drops on and
yeah, I think it's back to that like curbing the sensation to want to.
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is also really good for skincare. It does have a photosensitive component, so you do need to be careful applying it if you are going to put it somewhere where the sun will be exposed over the next 12 hours. So a lot of the recommendations when you're using it for skincare are to apply it at night. That way you're not in the sun again until the next morning. It talks a lot about using it on teenage skin that has outbreaks and being able to apply it to those acne outbreaks. I was somebody that grew up with lots of acne outbreaks and did not even know that this existed, but so I never tried this, but I will be interested as my children approach the teenage years and we are having to deal with that. I've never tried this on my skin. I have used it in like sugar scrubs before, which just gives a really lovely scent, but I've never used it from just a topical application. The other thing that I came across, which I wrote down because I like this and I know that this would benefit my son, I found a recipe on doTERRA's website and it was talking about scalp buildup. And so they have clarifying shampoos that you can use, but so particular on the products that we use these days.
Right.
It's hard to find a clarifying shampoo that still meets my criteria of other healthy ingredients. That's a side tangent. Anyways.
But couldn't you use this with like doTERRA shampoo?
You could, but this is a pre-shampoo. You don't use this with shampoo. So this is for scalp buildup. So it's 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 8 tablespoons of water, 8 drops of rosemary essential oil, 6 drops of lemon essential oil, and then 4 drops of grapefruit essential oil. So you mix it all up, and then you actually just comb it onto the hair and to the scalp, and then you would leave it on for 20 minutes, and then you take a shower, rinse, and shampoo regularly. But that apple cider vinegar is going to help with the pH of the scalp. You've got the other clarifying oils that are going to help remove that. This seems like such a simple, obvious use of these oils. So we're going to be trying that.
I love it. I love it. Well, and I use rosemary in my shampoo all the time because it helps with hair growth, but it also helps with like memory and clarity and stuff like that. So yeah. And I bet that smells amazing with grapefruit and lemon.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Well, we should definitely put that in the show notes as well so people can go back and look for that recipe.
We can do that. And I love oils that can be used all 3 ways. Like, I think that it's just great when you have so many uses for a particular oil. And obviously there's enjoyable methods for all 3 ways for this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And clearly we are both fans of it.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we hope that you have learned something new and are excited to pop open a bottle of grapefruit and start using it all 3 ways. So diffusing, internal, and topically. And yeah, if you found this helpful, we'd love for you to share it with somebody you know who you think might be interested as well in learning more. Definitely also, please rate our podcast. And if you're not subscribed, go subscribe as well. And just a reminder, we love connecting with you. So if you would like to join us for one of our Ask Us Anything Zoom calls that we do on the 3rd Thursday of every month, except for September, we would love to have you jump on to that Zoom and ask us anything you want, anything about oils, anything about life, really anything. We just want to connect with you. So we would love to have you join us for that. And so you can get to that from bottlepoppinpodcast.com or from our social media sites, which again is just Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen. We'll have a brand new episode for you again next Friday. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.